Hi there, this is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films, and welcome to another random review. And today's random review is the 2019 film by Jim Jarmusch, The Dead Don't Die. This Blu-ray I got from Amazon.com. It is multi-region, which is actually good. I was expecting it to be a region A, because it's not out in the UK for quite some time, so I got it from the States, and it is multi-region, which is very good. This is Jarmusch doing a zombie film, but anybody who's familiar with Jarmusch's work, it's not going to be your standard zombie film. This actually opened in Cannes and got panned. It's not very highly rated. If you go to IMDb, there's a lot of people who just absolutely hated the film. I don't know how many of those people are Jarmusch fans or just simply watched it because it's a zombie film. If you've never seen a Jarmusch film before and you watch Dead Don't Die, you're probably going to be disappointed. But if you are used to Jarmusch, if you're a fan of Jarmusch, then there's a lot to like about it. I would say the final 10 minutes or so, he does do something that, to be honest, for me didn't really work and I didn't really like. But the rest of the film is just, it's Jarmusch at his most playful. There's lots of references. I mean, the film is essentially a homage to George Romero and the early films of Night of the Living Dead. Obviously, Jarmusch has a very deliberate pace. You know, if anybody's looking for an up-tempo zombie actioner, then this isn't that film. Obviously lots of kind of publicity has been about the cast, which is a fairly spectacular cast, but with a film of this type, a lot of them only have like one scene or a couple of scenes. The kind of main characters are Adam Driver, who's now in his second Jarmusch film, and Bill Murray as a pair of small town cops in the town of Centreville. Tilda Swinton as the new mortician, who's Scottish and is useful with a samurai sword, who's just absolutely fantastic. Steve Buscemi as a right-wing farmer who even wears a nonsensical hat that says "Keep America White Again," which doesn't even make grammatical sense, and he has a dog called Rumsfeld. Danny Glover is in it as well. Rosie Perez is in it. RZA is in it, who works for Woo PS. You can see what they did there. Obviously, in the traditional Romero sense of a zombie film, it's about a social commentary, and certainly Jarmusch has that as well. Granted, it's not very subtle. You know, the zombies speak briefly, but only in what they kind of miss the most. So in this era, they'll say Wi-Fi or coffee or free cable. It is one of Jarmusch's funniest films, but again, if you're not familiar with Jarmusch's sense of humour or Jarmusch's style, you're probably not going to think it's funny. It's shot by Frederick Elms, who shot Patterson and a few other Jarmusch films, Broken Flowers, a section of Coffee and Cigarettes. He also he's done lots of films, but he also worked with David Lynch. He shot Blue Velvet and Eraserhead. So the film looks beautiful, and Jarmusch kind of builds a really nice gloomy atmosphere. Again, it is one of those films that you're either going to love or hate, probably. And again, I loved most of it, apart from a scene later in the film, which I didn't really like, just being honest. If you're a Jarmusch fan, you're going to pick this up, and there should be enough in it to put a smile on your face. Is it Jarmusch's best film? No. But is it worth having and worth watching? Certainly it is. There's just great performances. I mean, to be fair, Bill Murray at times looks as though he's sleepwalking, but Adam Driver really has the Jarmusch deadpan humour down to a T, and Tilda Swinton, who this is her fourth film with Jarmusch, pretty much steals the show. It has some of the tropes of your traditional zombie films, but it also avoids some of the other more annoying zombie tropes. Yeah, again, let me know in the comments below whether you've seen Dead Don't Die and whether you liked it or not, or whether you are a Jarmusch fan and you've seen it, or this was the first Jarmusch film that you've seen, and whether it's put you off watching any other Jarmusch films, because I'd be interested to know. So this is just a short little random review. The Blu-ray unfortunately doesn't have anything from Jarmusch himself. It has a very short interview with Bill Murray, a very short featurette with cast members, and some behind the scenes, which, to be fair, aren't really that interesting. So you're really just getting the film. But again, like I said, it's region free, which is certainly good. Yes, The Dead Don't Die, a modern film. I know I don't do that many modern films. Yeah, on this random review. So thanks very much for watching The Dead Don't Die, which has a very catchy song. And hopefully we'll see you again for more random reviews. This is Solitary Ronan saying farewell.